This video is brought to you by Sporlan, quality, integrity, and tradition. Well, we got a complaint of a burning smell, plastic smell, something like that. The interesting thing is that they said it was on this side of the building, but they came up and they shut off this AC, which is for the front entry. So who knows? They didn't say whether or not, because the manager that put it in is not here, so they didn't say whether or not when he shut it off it stopped whatever the smell was. I don't know. But let's start with this one because this is the one that he shut off. Let's check it out and see what's going on with the unit. We're going to get the panels pulled off. If they're smelling something burning, more than likely it's in the indoor blower section possibly. So let's start in there. All right, I opened up the indoor blower section. Nothing crazy going on here that I see right off the top of my head. I don't really smell anything burning in here. Maybe a faint smell. Belt's not broken. Power's off to this unit. Pulley is not bad, so it's not like the belt's getting stuck in there. There's a little funny smell coming from this motor. Looks like the VFD has been bypassed. I'm not seeing anything. Nothing stuck in the wheel that I can see. Come over here to the heat exchanger section. We are in like this rubber band weather right now. It's April 11th, and like we're having cold nights but hot days, so I think it's supposed to be in the 90s today. But quick look at the heat exchanger, bottom and top. Don't see any holes in it. I'm just looking for anything obvious before we start potentially turning on power. Nothing. So I'm going to put this back on and continue troubleshooting, but don't see anything crazy in here. I do see a bunch of oil on this compressor, so we might have a refrigerant leak over here somewhere, but I mean, nothing else really crazy. All right, before we energize this, we're gonna start by checking power. 1 to 2, 202, 2 to 3, 201, 1 to 3, 202. Make sure the fuses are good, put it on continuity. Good. 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 Fuses are all good. We're gonna energize this, stand away from it. Indoor blower motor turned on because the drive is bypassed. So it's not bypassing. Interesting. I don't see or smell what they're talking about. Blower motor's running in the right direction. Now this would be potentially over amping because I have the panel off, but I'm curious how it's doing with the panel off. 4.6 amps. It's getting more air than it'll normally get, so you don't really want to test it per se this way. But I'm just curious. 4.6 amps. Indoor blower is actually allowed to run 8.6 amps. So we're definitely under current. Just to confirm that it's actually running in the right direction. I don't hear anything crazy from the motor. Just looking at the electrical up here. I mean, I'm not seeing anything crazy here. Motor is not vibrating. Everything seems okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting here. Let's shut it off real quick. I don't see a directional arrow. Pretty sure that's the right direction. Let's look at the wheel. And we'll be able to tell. Here. Oh yeah, that's the right direction. I can tell by the squirrel cage assembly. So yeah, we're running in the right direction. VFD is bypassed, which isn't ideal. We really should have a contactor here. So we'll talk to them about that. But doesn't seem like the belt was getting stuck or anything. The belt looks to be in good shape. It's nice and snug. The pulley's in good shape. No issues there. Usually if it's like getting stuck, you'll either have broken belts or you'll see a lot of belt dust and stuff if it was running loose for a long time. I don't see that issue. This is a plastic pulley. These aren't my favorite, so these can wear down in weird ways, but I don't see anything there. I'm intrigued to know what this smell that they had was. I wonder if it was just like in heat mode or something. Should go down and check the thermostats. This is the AC in question, so I came over here and just cranked it down. I went in and turned on this carrier and this carrier, which they're all next to each other. I want to see all those running. They're not complaining about the bar or the kitchen, so those seem fine. But yeah, let's go back up top now. So we should be calling here any minute. I am waiting for second stage to kick on. I haven't probed up or anything yet. I just want to make sure the thermostat works. Once I know that the thermostat is working, then I can jump it out from up here. I just want to make sure. But in just kind of waiting and looking, I realized that the transformer's tapped wrong. So we had 201 volts come into this unit, 200. We're tapped for 230. We should be tapped for 208. So when I do shut it off, we'll change that over. So now we know second stage kicks on. So that's a good sign. We know the thermostat's working. At this point, we can go ahead and shut it off. So we're off. I can tap this transformer correctly. It's crazy, it's never been tapped right. There we go. Now we're tapped right for 208 in common. Now that we have that done, we can go ahead. I'm gonna probe up on this unit with all my probes. I still have yet to find a smell, burning smell or anything. So we're gonna probe up, let it run, and see what happens, and then we'll turn it back on and jump it all out. This is not looking bad at all, really. This is circuit 1. We're running a little bit low on the superheat. It's calling for 5 degrees. We're running about 3 degrees, but I'm not really gonna mess with it too much. Ironically, that's the one that has oil on the compressor, so it definitely doesn't look low. Could have been from previous times. Let's go to circuit 2. And this is a fix. It's doing the same thing for superheat. Subcoolant. I mean, this thing's looking great as far as refrigerant pressures. Temperature split about 19 degrees. Airflow about where it should be. This is a 7.5 ton. I really don't see anything crazy that's scaring me about this unit. Everything looks good as far as operations go. I don't see anything burning. Indoor blow, I'm gonna let it run for a little bit longer. Indoor blower motor's still running. They shut it off, but like I said, they said it was this side of the building was, they said they were getting a smell in the front entry and this side of the building was hot. Well, this AC controls this side of the building. This AC controls the front. So I don't know. But the theory is they shut this one off. But then my question is, did the smell go away? Because this one was still running. And then I went down to this thermostat and I turned it on. It's running. Discharging heat. I mean, I don't know what else to tell them. This thing's kicking. Both of these, I do know, need indoor blower motor contactors because the VFDs have been bypassed. We brought that up to them before and haven't gotten approval, so who knows? I just thought of something. I know for a fact that I brought up to this location, they had a rodent problem. They have since solved it, but they had a rodent problem because all the ductwork for both of these units and their bar unit has holes in it from rodents eating through the ductwork. And we've repaired it once before and then it happened again, and then they've since changed pest companies and supposedly solved everything. I wonder if they have like a dead rodent causing a funky smell. Those can be odd sometimes. Another thing I'm curious about, there is an actuator that's 24 volts over here. Let's see if this actuator is opening. We can bust this out. Yeah, because a few minutes ago the actuator was forced shut all the way, and when I turned the unit back on, it opened up. So the actuator's not doing it. I don't know where that smell is, so I wonder if it's like a dead rodent or something. I'm gonna go walk the space. I walked it already once before and didn't see anything. I'll go walk it again. I am not seeing a single thing. This AC's been running the whole time. This AC was shut off, but turned it on and everything's fine. I'm just gonna check everything. The condenser fan motors should not affect, they should not be making a burning smell or plastic smell inside the building, but let's check them anyways. So 1.35 on one of them, 1.26 on the other. Let's go look at our nameplates, see what they're supposed to run. Outdoor fan motor's 1.5, so don't see an issue there. Indoor motor 8.6 for 208. So my indoor motor is oh, the indoor motor's not going to have a contactor. That's right, it's going to be live. So I got to find the wires for the indoor motor. There it is right there. I got to get in here. That should be it. So we said 8.6, we're running 4.2, which is almost what it was running when I had the panel off. That's not overamping. I mean, everything seems to be fine. This is an odd one. I don't like to walk away from an issue, but I don't know what else to tell them really. Standing right here, so I went ahead and checked out this run capacitor for the condenser fan motors. So the left side of it is running 0.85 on the start winding. 2652 is the number you multiply the amp draw on the start winding. Then you divide it by the voltage measured from across the capacitor, which is 262, and that equals 8.6 microfarads. The other one, 0.89, 258, 9.4 microfarads. This capacitor is a 10 microfarad capacitor dual, plus or minus 6%. 10 minus 6% equals 9.4. So we are under capacitance, under load for both condenser fan motors. So that capacitor is weak and it's going bad. So that's something we're going to talk to them about, but that would not really create a burning smell. Again, I still don't know. These are all little things. Nothing's saying like this is the problem, because I can't see it. Everything looks fine, but we do know that this is going bad. I went downstairs right now and I can smell it. I can smell something in this area and that area where that AC is at. Somewhere around this side of the building, you get a faint burning plastic, burning electrical smell, and that's what they were complaining about. I just shut this unit off and went right to that motor. There's no smell coming out of the vents, no smell from the belts. Everything's cold. It's not like the pulley's heating up and melting the belt. Like, it's ice cold. The motor's still running 4.24 amps. I'm not seeing anything wrong with that. So I don't know that it's coming from this AC. I don't understand. I'm gonna shut down that AC and open up the blower and see if I can smell anything there, and do the same on this one too. But actually no, I went to this one. This one's working. There's no smell over here. So this one shouldn't be it. It's either this one or that one. Or it's something in the attic like I'm thinking it is. I don't see anything over here. Pulleys are fine. They're not overheating. Belt looks fine. Motor doesn't smell burnt. I mean, this thing's looking good. So I'll put this one back together and then we'll go, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't get in their attic right now, or I would go climb up there and try to find what the smell is. But they got customers in the building and that's where my entrance is, so I can't really get up there right now. This is the last AC, that's the one that isn't smelling at all, but I checked it. The belt's a little bit looser, but nothing bad. It's not heating up. I checked inside the pulleys. They're not overheating. I mean, this thing's looking pretty darn good. I don't know what this smell is that they're smelling, and I'm smelling it too. I don't know though. So yeah, this is really interesting. I inspected this AC, this AC, this AC, and this AC. I get no real burning smells, right? But when I turned this one on, I went downstairs and I started smelling something. Then I shut the unit off and went back there and I could still smell it, but it's not coming from the vents. I grabbed a ladder, stuck my head up there. The vents do not smell like that. The closer you get to the TV, of which I'll pull up a clip right now, I'm smelling it around that TV. The power supply, somewhere in there. And I think what's happening, because they swear up and down that when they shut it off, it stopped. Well, I think that this is just circulating that air. And the return for this is right in that area. And I think that this is just pulling that smell up and just circulating it through. It's somewhere around that TV or some sort of a light fixture or something is what the problem is. Now, I'm gonna hang out a little bit longer, let it turn back on, make sure everything's good, but yeah, I'm pretty confident that this has nothing to do with us. So I went ahead and replaced the capacitor with 2 single capacitors. I just had to run a jumper wire between the 2 for the common, because they only had 1 common, right? 1 common, and then they had the 2 yellows going to each motor. So one common to one side, then a jumper to the other common, then the motor one, then the start winding. It's all back in there. This guy can go in the trash. It's just worn out. We're gonna put this together. I put all the caps on, took all my stuff off. They're still talking, I don't know why, but they're still waiting to get me approval to put the contactors in, so whatever. We're gonna put this guy back together and tell him to just keep an eye on it. But yeah, I can't see anything else wrong other than that TV that has the burning smell. So. When we get these odd service calls where you can't duplicate the problem at first, you gotta keep digging. You gotta keep digging. Now, I'm not like 100% sure that the TV was everything, but the burning smell that I smell is coming from that TV, and it smells like it's coming from the power supply. Like the power supply is overheating. It's got that overheating plastic electrical smell. And, but you know, when I initially got there, you know, I didn't smell it. And then I turned the AC on, you know, and then kind of went through, and you guys saw the evolution of that call. But I think the biggest takeaway from this is don't give up. Just keep looking. Sometimes it takes time just watching the system operate, and just, you know, work your way through and just think like, you know, they didn't place the service call for nothing. Most of the time it's not a nuisance call. Like, it had to be an issue. So dig into it. Start observing. Do your best. Don't just, I can't duplicate it, see you later. Like, you really got to dig, and you got to try to find the problems. Okay. Now, you know, I just do my best to communicate with the staff, letting them know. Now, this just so happened to be the general manager, the main manager of that restaurant was there. He wasn't the one that placed the call, but him and I worked through it. And I made him part of the troubleshooting process, right? It helps him to understand more what I'm doing. But, you know, I went down and I explained the steps. Dude, I went through the AC. I can't find anything wrong with the AC. There's no burning smell. Do you mind walking down with me, you know? So then we walked through the dining room. He's talking to his staff member that placed the work order. He's talking to him on the phone. And he's like, he says it was right in this area, and it went away when the AC was turned off. And that's where it was kind of like, you know, and then I start, again, just letting the AC run longer and longer. And the longer I let it ran, there was no smell at the AC, but downstairs, I started to pick up a hint of it, you know, and then it's like, okay, so I stuck my head up to the registers, nothing coming out of the registers, but I'm getting a hint. And that's when I just start, you know, getting up on the ladder, smelling around the different lights, the light fixtures in that area. And then all of a sudden I go to the TV, and there it is. And then I start thinking, it stopped when the AC was turned off. Oh, the return's right there. The return for that AC is literally right behind that TV. It's drawing the air from the TV, circulating it all through the front of the building. So you can't just give up. You can't just stop. You got to use deductive reasoning. You got to work through the problem. Again, I am not the best at anything, okay? I've just been wrong so many times that I've started to figure out where my shortcomings were. And my shortcomings used to be giving up too soon. Okay, now I don't give up as easily, and I keep digging until I try to find something within reason. Okay, obviously don't want to be there for 12 hours trying to find a burning smell when you can't smell it, right? But I take my time, and that's just how I work through these calls. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please consider supporting the channel. You know, this channel, the easiest way to support it is literally just watch the videos from beginning to end. That is the easiest way, okay? There's a couple other ways to do it if you want to support it via PayPal, Patreon, or YouTube channel memberships. Those are all different ways that you can make financial contributions to the channel. There's links in the show notes of this video, each one of those. You can also support the channel by going to my website, pick up a hat like this one from HVACRvideos.com, where we have merchandise available. I mentioned previously, with whatever's happening with all these tariffs, they come, they go, they're paused, they're not, I don't know. But I placed a big order. Big order for me is like 200 something hats just before a couple months ago, a month and a half ago or something like that. I placed an order. It takes a while to get them. So I just got a huge order in stock. We've got plenty of hats available right now, and I'm not going to be changing any pricing on the hats until I have to place a new order, right? If there's going to be potential tariffs on the hats, because these hats do come from other countries. They don't come from China, but they come from other kind of, I'm trying to think I can't remember what country they come from, but you know, it is what it is. So that being said, if you want to pick up a hat before any potential tariffs, now's the time, because the next order that I have to place, I'm pretty confident that the prices are going to go up. Again, who knows though, okay? So just rest assured, you know, if you guys want to help support the channel by picking up merch, I try not to step on this merch too much as far as the pricing goes. $5-6 is what I'm making per hat on average. And, you know, I try not, I'm not here to get rich on merchandise or anything like that. It's just a great way. Actually, to be honest with you, I never wanted to create merchandise, and it still frustrates me having to deal with that kind of stuff. I never really planned on any of this channel turning into what it turned into. The reason why I started making merchandise was because I got enough people just bugging me in the comments asking me when I was going to sell merch, and I finally did. So here we are. Again, HVACRvideos.com. You know, I'll try not to step on the prices too much, but a great way to help support the channel. There's a couple different styles. I put a lot of effort actually into these hats. I hyper obsessed, you know, trying to find the right one. Spent a lot of money in samples. That's a whole nother conversation to have. I could probably do a whole podcast about that, but samples aren't free. I always thought samples would be free, but boy, samples are like 2 times as much as the final product. It's insane. Anyways, regardless, I really appreciate you guys again. Check out the website, hvacrvideos.com. Last but not least, another great way to help support the channel is go to truetechtools.com, where I have an affiliate program set up with them. They're a great HVACR tool website, great people, great service. If you use my affiliate code, offer code, big picture, one word, you get a nice discount at checkout. Helps me to grow the channel. When you do that, I also get a commission from it. So it's a great way to help support the channel. So again, truetechtools.com, use the offer code, big picture, one word, and you get a nice discount on checkout on majority of the items. There's a few it doesn't apply to, but when you do that, I get a small commission. So another great way to help support the channel. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate you, and we will catch you on the next one.